Sungai Lembing is a tin mining town located 42 kilometers northwest of Kuantan in Pahang, Malaysia. The name itself is derived from a local legend where the ruler saw a vision of a spear in a nearby river, and thus he named his town after this vision. Until the 1860s, Sungai Lembing was a major producer of underground tin. The town itself developed in the 1880s when the British set up the tin mining industry. During the 1940s, an estimation of about 1,400 people worked in the mine. The pit mines were later closed in 1986 due to high operational costs and low yields after the stock market crashed and tin value dropped. Today, the town of Sungai Lembing is in decline, although it was once the richest town in Pahang, known as the El Dorado of the East, with many of the wooden shop lots now closed as people are moving away. Many of the caverns and mines are publicly accessible, offering a unique opportunity to see the inside of age-old railways where miners have previously chiseled away at the rock. Cascades of shimmering crystals can be seen inside the caves, with the walk through the mines being well worth the effort, offering insight to a unique past where men have carved out stone. Sungai Lembing is a clear example of what is happening in many declining towns today, where the youth have little interest in their heritage and are eager to explore the world beyond, without ever realizing that they have not yet explored the world beyond their doorstep. With the increasing number of youths leaving Sungai Lembing, the population has dropped, and it is left with a highly disproportionate elder-to-youth ratio. As the town is situated in a very tropical climate, there is a heavy overgrowth of vegetation, showcasing a variety of different kinds of plants, ranging from an abundant display of ferns, to palm trees, to shrubs that emerge from every corner of the city. Most of the plants are well suited to the high humidity and high temperatures that are considered the norm in the region. Despite its decline, Sungai Lembing is a proud town that holds a lot of sentimental value to its older tenants. Having been the previous leader in tin production in this part of the world, efforts are being made to preserve the heritage here, as awareness of the town's history is constantly being shared in hopes of inspiring others to come and help restore the historical mark that once was the East's very own proverbial gold mine. Here we can take a look at the average rainfall in Sungai Lembing over a typical year. As can be seen, rainfall is at its peak towards the end of the year, with the low period being typically right at the start of the year following the heavy rainfall at the end of the previous year. Temperature stays relatively consistent in the region, maintaining almost the same temperature between 23 degrees and 33 degrees throughout the year, with fluctuations being very slight. With an altitude of just 3.9 degrees above the equator and roughly 103 degrees latitude, the sun path varies ever so slightly as the year passes. In March, the sun passes at a higher angle than the rest of the year, with sunrise being at 7:20 a.m. on average. In May, the sun passes at a lower angle, shifting sunrise from 7:20 a.m. to roughly 7 a.m. on average. The day becomes slightly longer, although only by about 10 minutes. By September, the day is at its longest, being almost 15 minutes longer than in March, with the sun rising at about 7 a.m. on average but setting at 7:15 p.m., despite the sun passing almost directly overhead. At all times in the year, the sun passes very high overhead, with the angles differing by almost an unnoticeable amount. Looking at the topography, we can see that Sungai Lembing is surrounded by many high mountains that reach higher than 200 meters high on average, while the town sits at around 40 meters above sea level. The first site is located south of the main town along Jalan Sungai Lembing. The site used to hold a tin factory. It was a major producer of underground tin during the early 1900s. Since the mines were closed and most of the population of the town is left, what's left of the tin mining factory is just a display of the industrial heritage. The town currently makes most of its income on tourist attractions such as these. The second site is a series of underground tunnels located south of main town deep in the forest above Site 1. Sungai Lembing is famous for its longest and deepest underground tin mine in the world. The tunnel extends itself from here towards various parts of tin excavations within the town, all of which are currently inactive. It is one of the main tourist attractions within the town, and garners many enthusiasts who are interested in the town's heritage. The third site is a field located within the center of the town itself, just south of the main shop lots. The field sits in between the City Council Hall and Museum Sungai Lembing. The field is used as a football field and recreational activities by the townsfolk.